Do I need a license? Do I need training? Can I learn by myself? And shall I learn paragliding first? The answers are maybe, yes, I strongly advise against it, and no, but it's beneficial. Welcome to paramotoring. Maybe you've just seen a paramotor flying over the beach or came across a paramotor YouTube video and are super excited about this sport. We are here to answer all the questions of wannabe pilots. In the United States or UK, you don't need a pilot license to fly paramotors, but in most countries you do. In Slovakia, a pilot license is required. Now, having said that, there were only a handful of occasions where I needed to show my pilot license. And it was when I attended competitions, which I don't do anymore. I had to show my pilot license when I visited New Zealand or when I wanted to fly in Uludeniz in Turkey. That's rather exceptional. For 99% of the time, nobody's requesting my pilot license. But training is absolutely essential. Of course, I had training. Now I realize my training wasn't very good. The instructors were fine, we just didn't have very good conditions, the weather didn't cooperate, and we had quite a little practice, so we learned only the basics. My instructor even advised me to buy a spare wood prop and use that first, because as a beginner there's a good chance that I will break it. And I broke a few propellers in the first few years. But it's a misleading concept to believe that it's okay to break propellers. No, it's okay not to break propellers. Then I trained my son. He started to fly at the age of 14. Now he's 17. He didn't break any single propeller, not one. Because when you have good training, you don't break propellers. Paramotors are not designed for crashing, and crashing is not a normal situation. It's not something you would accept that it happens. No, it shouldn't. Also, after my training, I was left alone. I was the only paramotor pilot in the area, and I had no one to learn from. I remember I came to a fly-in, like a Paramore Gathering, and I was struggling with my takeoffs, and there were just guys watching me, giving me one little advice that I'm going off the A's and going on the brakes too early. This preventing the glider from inflating. Now, it's not the technical point that is important. The point is that it's always good to have some experienced pilot around you so that you get advice even after finishing the training, because the training is just never ending. You will never stop learning when it comes to paramotoring. It was another paramotor, a fly-in, where I realized how beneficial it is to have paragliding experience. So we took off as a group of paramotor pilots in the morning, but soon after, most of them turned back and landed. And when I asked them, why did you land? And said, it was becoming to be too turbulent. So the sun started to heat up the surfaces in creating updraft and downdraft. And that's called turbulence. But there's nothing wrong with it. This is what paragliding pilots do. They are actually using that lifting air to climb. I understand that for paramotor pilots it's annoying. It's much more comfortable to fly early morning or late evening when the air is super calm and you can enjoy. And midday there's a more turbulence, but it's all right. You can fly with little turbulence, and paragliding experience will give you the skill set to cope with the turbulence and not be afraid of it. So you can get a lot more from your paramotor if you have paragliding experience. I started to teach my son paramotoring when at the age of 14, and he doesn't do paragliding. We don't really have conditions for that here, but instead we did an SIV course together. SIV stands for, it's a French expression, and stands for simulation of incidents in the air. Basically, you induce trouble to your own glider. You simulate really nasty bad turbulence and collapses, so you get used to it, you're not afraid of it, and you learn how to react when such thing happens. Now, this is an advanced training, and I would recommend to do an SIV maybe a year or two after the basic training. You definitely need to start with basic training. This video series is intended to provide answers to wannabe pilots, and if you are one of them and you already decided that you would like to start paramotoring, you need to get training first. If you want us to help to recommend a good school, please click the link in the description. Thank you very much for watching. Ciao.